Good Lord.
Sometimes I swear I feel like I can fly.
Stupid. So, let's open up the box. It sucks balls. Dig deep into the box. Good Lord, do we have enough time to talk about this movie? Directed by Richard Kelly, the pothead behind cult classics such as Donnie Darko and Southland Tales. Southland Tales isn't a cult classic. I spent so much time on message boards and crap. That movie is hated on really, really deeply, with a passion hated on by a lot of people, and also praised as one of the greatest films ever by a lot of people. I haven't seen it. Donnie Darko, yes, I've seen it. I like it a lot. Some of it is a little too weird for me, but I do like it. I think it's an intelligent film, definitely very original. Can understand the cult following. The big question I had going into this movie is, I knew that it was going to be love-hate, just by the frickin' premise, you can tell it's going to be love-hate. Reactions from the audience and critics alike have been love-hate. It's been very, very split. So, going into this movie, I was expecting to actually like it. I am usually one of the people that like movies that are very unconventional and have, twist endings that, ruin the movie, as a lot of people say. And I was expecting that kind of movie. But the thing is, I hated this movie, so, I guess I don't know myself very well. This guy definitely has an imagination. He definitely likes making different movies. Now, the plot of this film, I read about this film so long ago, and I was really, really excited for it. This movie could have been so freaking good. Now here's the plot. I usually don't give out synopsises, but here's the thing. Frank Langella shows up and goes, "Hey, press the button on the box. You'll get $1 million, but there's a catch. Someone that you do not know will die." Involves the filmmakers writing a creative explanation and, just where the story goes. I was really excited to see where the story goes because, of course, the trailers aren't really going to give much away. I was definitely looking for some awesome plot twists, some tension. I don't know if I'm going to spoil anything. Good God, I really, really want to. But, at the same time, there's really not much I can spoil because I don't really think I understood half the stuff in the movie. A logical thing I think you could do, basically revolve the plot around, where the plot goes, revolve that around the death of the person that died when you press the button and how it affects the people and the story from there. Build it on that. This movie, all of that is completely overshadowed by a bunch of scenes that have absolutely no explanation. Involving unfamiliar characters and don't really have much relevance to each other. Now, I'm not completely against that. I am a fan of unconventional narrative. It means the film has to rely completely on the payoff at the end. That means the audience really just has to sit there and not understand what's going on and just wait for the ending to explain it all to you. The film eventually really becomes nothing but a bunch of things going on, a bunch of people doing really strange things that doesn't make any sense. Water portals, kids getting hurt, car crashes, a bunch of stuff. It doesn't make sense. But I sat there going, you know what? The ending is going to be awesome. The ending is going to blow my mind. And then the movie ended, I'm like, what the? I spent 2 hours devoting my time on trying to understand this movie. And the movie doesn't give you any hints. It doesn't give you anything. It just throws a bunch of stuff at you with no explanation. And then there's absolutely no payoff. Nothing. The ending, the last couple minutes, I thought it was leading up to something really cool. I'm like, oh my God, let's do it. And then the very last scene, I'm like, what happened? I turned to the person behind me, I'm like, you know what happened? He's like, I don't know what happened. Like I said, unconventional narrative. It's fine with having things that don't really make sense, but there needs to be a conclusion. There needs to be somewhere in the film that explains why all this stuff was going on. And very little really had at least a good explanation. With the box. Press the button, somebody dies, you get $1 million. That is the setup of a great morality tale. With a message there. But the message was overshadowed. The tension with who died when you pressed the button was overshadowed because they devoted a lot of the story to trying to add depth to Frank Langella's character. And it really didn't make much sense either. And I don't think very many questions were answered in the end. If I was to explain this film to someone, I would have trouble doing it. With a love-hate movie like this, the reasons why people hate them are usually because of, the plot twist or something like that. Things that are not necessarily flaws, they usually just rely on taste. Like, a lot of people hated Cloverfield because the monster doesn't die at the end. The thing with this film, you know, the story, you know, the very unconventional, confusing, really jacked up story, is going to throw a lot of people off, and a lot of people aren't going to like it for that reason. I did not like it for that reason. But luckily, it also has a lot of basic flaws. The writing is horrible. Cameron Diaz's performance is horrible. Honey, the accent did not work. Oh my god, her performance was so one note. James Marsden was okay. Frank Langella was okay. Everyone else was okay. She sucked. I've defended her before. And I can't think of a, like, I'm sick of seeing her in crappy performances. Because I always go, you know, she's a good actress though. I think I've reached the point where I'm convinced she's not a very good actress. Because I haven't seen her in a good performance lately. Something about Mary Count. Still, I think there'll be some people that will like this movie. I don't think it's going to gain an epic cult following. I really don't. Because you can call me an idiot if you want and say I just don't understand the film, but there really just isn't much intelligence behind it. Yes, it's very complex, but when it comes down to it, I just think it was overplotted. It really did not focus on anything that built tension or any suspense, really anything to gain my interest. It just threw a lot of things at me that were strange and weird, and I felt like I was on drugs. And, you know, yeah, cool, it was interesting. I wasn't necessarily bored, but in the end, there was no payoff, and a lot of missed opportunities with a great story. This could have been a great morality tale. Had a really great plot that could have gone in some really awesome directions. They could have done so much with the story. It's based on a short story, and my guess is that it's a really good short story because it probably leaves you off with a lot of tension. In this movie, it just doesn't really know where to take it. It doesn't really know what to add to it. It gets ridiculous. It really does. A lot of it is, it's just stupid. It's a dumb movie. I wouldn't recommend it. I left the theater feeling like I wasted my money, feeling like I just really didn't get anything out of it. It's just like watching a bunch of random images with really no explanation, no relevance to each other. That's basically what the movie is. I don't know, if you're a huge Richard Kelly fan, like Donnie Darko was awesome, so I'm gonna love this. You know, I like Donnie Darko a lot, and this movie sucked. I'm gonna see Southland Tales. I'm interested in seeing if I would like that movie or not. This movie, no, I think it's a miss. I really do think it's a miss. I wouldn't recommend it. It's just a really lost film. The story really is not very strong, and it just goes all over the place without any real focus. Without really, it builds and builds and builds, but not really on anything interesting. Nothing that really builds all together, just a bunch of other things that really don't have any explanation in the end. I really wanted to like this movie. There were tastes of a really good film in it, but in the end, I was very unsatisfied, very disappointed, and just felt like it was a waste. So unfortunately, I do not think the box succeeded on what it tried to do, or what it could have been. I think this is a fail. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. I'm gonna go now.